Yo, what is up? Welcome to the stream. I titled this something different this time, NewsMaxxing Day 1. So I guess instead of just having all of the streams called the same, I'll just update them to what I'm doing. And in this one, I kind of want to... So I got an email saying that I have to interview again for another internship opportunity. And I think I want to read up on the markets and see what's going on nowadays with the economy, what people think about the economy, some trends to look out for, and also just to help build my knowledge and baseline understanding of where we're currently at and where the economy might look at. I guess where the economy could be in the next year or two. And I think this is coming off. So the Federal Reserve had a meeting, I think a week or two ago, about interest rates. They're going to keep interest rates stable around 5%, at 5.5%, I think. That's the target federal funds range. And so there was another interview after that with 60 Minutes. I think Chairman Powell, he was talking about staying consistent with the interest rates, the current level of interest rates, all the way until March. They won't think about rate cuts until then. So that's something to think about. I feel like that might continue to add stress to the economy, but it seems like from reports and figures that real GDP growth and improvements in our economy have grown in the past quarter. So there really is no slowdown, and our unemployment rate around 4%. I think non-farm payroll jobs have been added quarter over quarter. I have to double check on that. But those are the big things, and I'm just reading an article right now. I guess I'll get into this one about why people feel so sour about the current state of the economy, even though by the numbers standpoint, people are doing fairly well, and our economy is doing fairly well. So I think what I've seen so far has to do with possible conflicts, geopolitical conflicts. Also, the upcoming election. Maybe there's some people that don't currently like the presidential nominations, which are probably going to be Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I was going to say President Trump, but he was president last time. So, yeah, loser one and loser two. So, it seems like maybe a lot of Americans don't really enjoy these types of presidents. And to be fair, I'm not too into politics. I don't really understand some of the political rules and bills and laws that each party really supports. That's something I wish I knew more about. But I do know that Biden has made some pretty big changes within, you could call our economy and manufacturing, the Inflation Reduction Bill, and I think the chips bill, and also green energy. I'm not too sure the green energy bill ended up passing. So that's injecting a lot of money into the American economy, specifically the American manufacturing economy. And then President Trump, he had something along the lines of, I believe, decreasing the corporate tax rate for certain companies, maybe most companies. There was some type of tax reduction act, Tax Cut and Jobs Act, I think that's what it's called. I don't know the primary details of that, so yeah, I'm not too sure. Let's get to reading this then, since you're making it. That the wars in Gaza and Ukraine could push the prices of oil and grain, sure. Seems like government trust has waned over the decade. Okay. Low-income households disproportionately bear the brunt of inflation. That's interesting. Inflation has cooled substantially from its peak in 2022. Wage growth only began to outpace price increases in mid-2023, meaning many Americans are still reeling from a stretch. Okay. The unemployment rate remains at near record lows, but layoffs have hit some sectors of the economy force, including technology and other white-collar fields such as accounting and media. Interesting. Okay. So it seems like there have been a lot of cost cuts. I wonder, yeah, are Uber drivers considered in non-farm? Self-employed contractors. Okay. So the U.S. gig economy. I wonder how much does the U.S. gig economy make? Statistica. Permanent workers, number of workers in millions, gig. Freelance, interesting. Okay. To many economists, the negative outlook doesn't reflect the current economic life. Instead, historically, inflation and employment levels have been predictors of consumer sentiment. Everything's spat of rising prices hasn't. It's just not a good reason for them to be as sad on the economy as they say they are. He said. Many who once thought they could count on a college degree as a ticket into the middle class now questions its value. Yeah, it's interesting because I used to have a kind of bearish view of what the economy could look like in the next year or so, and that's really driven by the fact that debt levels have elevated to new highs. College debts repayments are now resuming, so that's causing a lot of pressure on existing households that have outstanding student loans. And then there's also, coupled with the fact that I think declining affordability in terms of homes and rising prices and declining real wages with respect relative to price increases. I also think that one key thing to note is that savings rates, so the amount of disposable income that's used to save, and also the amount of disposable income itself, has declined relative to historical averages. I have to double check those facts, but I'm almost certain that those are true. And so those kind of really shifted or impacted my view on how the economy might change. In college, and there used to help upgrade from a job as a pharmacy technician. And neither don't work in their degree field. Okay. Only 36% said the American dream, the idea that anyone can get ahead with hard work, still holds true. Yeah, wow. It's kind of sad though, only 36%, but I'm not too sure what this Journal North survey is. Family's annual income. Hammering costs and higher home prices has made buying a home much less affordable. Now 30-year fixed rate mortgages, they're down percentage point close to 7% with 3% 7 years ago. Wow. Okay. Economy through political. Excellent news. That's interesting actually. This idea that the outlook on the economy is really dependent on who's the I guess party elects. I'm not too sure if that's true or not, but according to this data, it seems like it's true. So Republicans think that if Trump, or back in 2016, Republicans thought when Trump entered into office, the economy was better after he went into office, and then when Joe Biden went into office, it seems like the Democrat became more positive, had a more positive outlook on the economy then. And whenever the opposite party enters into let's say the presidency, then the opposite party will have a negative outlook on the economy. Okay, that's interesting. Some analysts find signs that the partisan skew in views of the economy is particularly powerful now, with Biden in the White House because Republicans are more likely than Democrats. Right, okay. Okay, yeah, this, I feel like maybe this guy is a little bit more liberal, so I'm not too sure if that has an effect on the statement on Republicans here, but I feel like in media, I do see a lot of talk about Republicans and some of the, you could say, more outlandish statements. I'm not too sure if that's just the media portraying them that way or if they actually are like that. Ah, okay, interesting. Yeah, so I've mostly been reading the Wall Street Journal, and I have noticed that a lot of the news articles have been talking about more bearish views of the economy, especially with the. I feel like there's been a few articles related to this where people aren't feeling so happy about the economy, but the economy itself, by traditional metrics, is doing pretty good. And I think there's a good video by Dion Rabuin talking about this. But most of the headlines do seem to have a more negative sentiment. MSNBC. Quote ending a 30-year career. They open a second location, fourth quarter revenues, and nice. Okay, let me see if there's any articles. Also, maybe add some news. 2023. So let's add one for 2024. Yeah. 2024. Then January. And then we can also create. So today's. Oh wait, no, it's February now. Shoot. February. February. Today, February 7th, 2024. Alright. We can add. So. Why is there a relationship between the sentiments on the economy and the political parties and political, I guess, ideology? So, article, why Americans are so down on a strong economy. WSJ, authors. So it's what? Dates, February 7th, 2024. Okay. Yeah, let me add this here. Okay. Link. Yes. According to this article, there seems to be some type of relationship. when Trump came into office, Republicans became more optimistic. Democrats became more pessimistic about the economy. Okay, I'll say that for now. Let me look up one more thing before I go. I do have class soon. It's so news sources for bulls and bears. Bulls. Maybe WSO also. Seeking Alpha. From the house. I might bookmark this. This is interesting. Okay, maybe interesting things to look at. Brian's life. Week 3. Okay, here we go. Oh, did I not? Oh, shoot. I don't think I... Okay, yeah, I don't think I actually ended up... Oh, wait, I did. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me also just add this article here. This could be interesting to read later. Alright, I am late for class, almost late for class, so on the stream here. Catch you guys in the next one.